All right, now as we've discussed many times here on the Matthew Filipowicz Show, the Occupy Wall Street protests across America are gaining large numbers, support, and momentum. Politicians are taking notice. Well, today, I actually got a call from an investment advisor who says that she actually welcomes the protesters to Wall Street. So, let's welcome here to the Matthew Filipowicz Show to discuss the Occupy Wall Street protests, Hollis Thayer of the Saltonstall Group. Hollis, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Matthew.
All right, so Hollis, you actually work down on Wall Street, correct?
That's right, Matthew. I pass those fuzzy little odoriferous protesters every morning at 5 a.m. on my way into work. And I'm going to come right out and say, as a Wall Street investment advisor, I am happy to see them there.
Wow, that's surprising to hear. So do you support that they're calling attention to some of the excesses in your field?
Well, no, not exactly. Frankly, Matt, I think the Occupy protests in New York and other cities are going to be a great thing for the market and for investors.
I'm sorry, a great thing for the market?
Well, let me take a step back. I'm sure you've heard that the lovable socialist ice cream purveyors Ben & Jerry endorsed the protests last week. And after Ben & Jerry came out and did that, other cuddly, feel-good enterprises that cater to dirty hippies like the Wall Street protesters jumped in to support the cause and gain some positive publicity in the process. Whole Foods delivered truckloads of tofu subs, Tom's of Maine sent cases of their unpalatable toothpaste, and Tom's Shoes offered to donate a pair to each protester who didn't already have one. As of this morning, as many as 3 pairs had been claimed.
Well, but isn't that good that the protests are attracting this level of attention and support?
Good for the protests? No, Matthew, it's good for Wall Street.
How is it good for Wall Street?
The incomprehensible appeal of these flea-bitten, poorly organized lefties has created a branding opportunity like never before. Do you know how many major international corporations spend millions trying to sell the image of rebellion? And here we have it ready-made, literally on our doorstep. A company like Levi's, who uses Walt Whitman in their ads, whose slogan is the uniform of progress, if they're not in talks with the protesters in at least 5 major cities already, I don't know my business. Coke with the world peace, perfect harmony slogans, even Apple.
Ooh, too soon!
Sorry, Jim. That's my coworker. But do you see what I'm saying, Matthew? Rebellion sells.
But I mean, Coke and Apple have terrible human rights records, and Hollis, I mean, the Occupy Together protesters, I mean, they're not going to be accepting endorsement deals from huge corporations.
And we haven't even discussed the fantastic opportunities of marketing to the protesters and people like them. For example, there's a tent city at the protest in Boston. Investing in temporary, non-heated portable housing could prove to be a very smart decision, especially if the trend in foreclosures continues.
Wait, so are you actually saying that people should invest in tents in a hope that more Americans will lose their homes?
I'm telling you, Matthew, these protests are the best news the market's seen in years.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, straight from the lips of one of America's top 1%, Hollis Thayer of the Saltonstall Group, thanks for being on the show.
Nothing's more American than monetizing people's rage.